We're always told that it's really important to write your listing well and optimize it so that it gets a high ranking on the Amazon search pages, but we're never actually really told how we go about doing this. So today I'm going to write a listing with you live in the exact method that I use when I write my listings, and I know for a long time, because I wasn't taught how to do it properly, I would always just pay somebody else to do it, and I wish I knew then what I know now and how easy it is for you to create a high quality listing that converts well all by yourself. If you get any value from this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It helps me out so much and it gets these videos out to other people who are stuck in the same situations. And at the end of the video, I have a playlist with everything you need to launch a product live onto Amazon Australia, from getting yourself set up, finding products, doing your shipping, doing your packaging, writing the listing, doing your PPC. It's all there for free in that playlist for you. But let's jump across to my computer now, and I'm going to go through writing a listing with you for the very first time. Wow, all right, we're over at my computer now, and we're gonna be jumping back and forth between the camera and the computer. I'm gonna go through with you and create a whole listing here live and show you how it's gonna be actually better, I hope, I haven't done a practice run of this yet, than the competitors who are already selling in that marketplace. So you can see here the niche that we're gonna be doing one for is for rubbish bins in Australia. I've spoken about this niche before. But we can see sort of what they look like here, and then using the ZonGuru Chrome extension, we can see there's a couple of them doing 4,000, 2,000, 8,000, 6,000, so some decent numbers there. Of course, it's only going to grow and grow for us to take advantage of. So the first thing we're going to do once we know what we're making the listing for is we're going to come back to ZonGuru, and we want to go into our keywords on fire, because we want to know what keywords it is that we need to build the listing out for, and which keywords we actually want to rank highly for. So what you would do is you would come up here, we'd change this to Australia. I always go add products by phrase. We would just put in rubbish bins, search, and then you add them all here, just like you're using your keywords on fire. I would go select all, then go back through and unselect the ones that we don't need, add them in, and then you'd give it a title like I have here, and then you'd go run keyword analysis, okay? And it's gonna put out one of these, it'll run for a while, and then you can go in, like I've already done one here, and you can see the different keywords, what their rankings are, and all the different information that's gonna surround them, okay? So once we've got this list here, this is when we can jump in and we can start creating our actual listing. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come across and click on the Listing Optimizer tab, and we're gonna create a new session. So up here, I would call it rubbish bins. I don't need any tags. I'm gonna change this to Australia. We're gonna go create session. All right, so and we wanna add in the keywords that we need to start off with. We can import them straight from our keywords on fire. So it's super, super handy. So we'd click that, and the one we want is this one here. And you can actually select whether you want just a strong keyword, strong and medium, or all keywords. We're just gonna leave it at strong and medium. So what that means is it's gonna leave out the keywords that aren't super relevant or maybe aren't super strong, especially when you're just starting off. You don't really wanna be targeting those keywords that aren't gonna be super relevant to your product and aren't gonna bring you the highest conversion rates on your sales. So we're gonna click add keywords here. I don't know why, I just had a little voice break, that was embarrassing. So we add them in and they're all gonna load, there we go. And I always find it easier just to filter via the ZonGuru score, especially when we're just getting the foundation of the listing up. And then we wanna bring in our competitors, okay? So all you have to do is click here, and we want to add a listing from Amazon. And what we'd wanna do is add via ASIN. So we're gonna come back to Amazon here with the ZonGuru. And let's look for a couple. So we've got this one doing 4,000 a month. Let's copy that ASIN, easy as that. Paste it in, add product. And that's gonna be loading there. Let's get the next one, come on down. Let's get this 6,000 a month. Add product, we're gonna do 4 all up. Let's get this one, boom, 8,000 a month. Add product. And let's do one more, this one here. Yeah, 7,000 a month. Boom, copy and paste, add.
Boom chakalaka, that's loading, and then we can just hit finish. There we go, so they're all in there now. Then we want to add one more, which is a blank listing, and we're going to put our listing draft. So this is the one that we're going to write out, all right? So that's loaded in there. I like to drag, oh, can I drag that to the front? No, I can't. All good. So ours is at the end there. So now we can actually just have a quick look through and see how the competitors actually match up against the keywords that they're already meant to be ranking for. And you'll be surprised so often how bad a job they're doing. Okay, a lot of the times they're big companies or people who don't really know what they're doing and they just upload the catalog or they just throw it on there, think it doesn't matter, and there's a heap of opportunity for you to take over for them. Okay, so straight away we can see here, these guys have got a really bad optimization score for things that they could be taking advantage of, and it looks like it's the same for their listing strength. Yeah, amazing. Second one, okay, so you see here, these will be guys who are a bit tough to beat. They've got a much more optimized score. That's actually really good. So, this will be a challenge for me to see if I can beat it. And their listing strength is actually not too bad, but still a lot of areas that they could improve on. Go to the next one. Oh, this one's strong as well. We got some big dogs in here. All right, I love a challenge. Fourth, a little bit lower, and then our one. All right, so we're gonna jump in. To get a template that we're going to work off, what I always like to do, and it's great that ZonGuru has this feature here now, is they have the AI generate button. So you just click that, and what they're gonna do is, we don't have a brand name, so that's fine. And just to start, I'm just gonna leave it completely blank in all of these. You can add those details as you go and go and go, but just for now, we're gonna hit generate, and it does just take a second, and then we'll have a little framework that we can use and build off of, so you're not just starting from a blank page. By the way, while this is loading, if you guys don't have ZonGuru yet, which you have to have if you want to make money on Amazon, down below we have a 20% off your entire lifetime of your subscription that ZonGuru has kindly given us a code for. So you go in there and you get 20% off compared to everyone else for as long as you have the subscription. So it's the link down in the description there, but you can see right now that it has created a framework for us to use that is actually, if you look at this, what the AI's done is already better than some of the other competitors, okay? Look at that one, their listing is freaking trash, man. And then we come back, these guys are pretty bad as well. So it's just these other two, which I think we actually already have a higher score than them. Yeah, we do, which is pretty cool. So let's see if we can make it even better, okay? So just by doing that, it shows how little effort some people actually put into their listing. So we're gonna come on down. Straight away, I actually see an issue. It's put a brand name in, which we'll have to get rid of. But if you see something like that, right, a brand name, it means that the AI has probably pulled it from one of these keywords here. So what I would do is I'd just go through and check to see if it's somewhere at the top, which it is right there. And I would tick that, and we want to remove that keyword from the list because we obviously don't want to be ranking for any brand names. So you can see that when you tick it, you can click up here to delete it, and it's gonna remove that keyword from your list there. So it's always a good idea just to go through and delete any that are brand names, because there's obviously a little bit of Amazon's terms and services when you're trying to rank for those. But then how this works, as you can see on the right here, if it has a little star that's completely full like this one, it shows that it is an exact match in your title, okay? So you can see it highlights it green over here, which was bin, so we're using that word exactly. Now, when it comes to writing your title, it's like 99% of how your listing ranks is in the title, okay? It's ridiculous. You can delete everything else except from the title and still have a really well optimized listing for where you're going to rank, okay? Obviously, that's not gonna be optimized for conversions when people come in and they see that your listing's not great then, but as far as where your ranking goes, it's 99% of the work, the weight is in the title. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and work on getting, and you'll see here, so we have the full star and then the half-filled star. So that means that it's that word has been used as a broad match, or you can see over here on the title on the right, it's motion sensor rubbish bin, so there's a word in between, so it's not an exact match, okay? So broads are still good if you can't get an exact, but we obviously want to get the best combination possible, okay? So I'm going to go through, it's going to be a bit more information packed here, not as high entertainment value of me playing around, going back and forward, trying to get the best combination, because I just want to show you what the raw, what it looks like, okay, what it takes to go through and get a good listing. So we're just going to do that, have a play with it now. So straight away, something that I saw is we have a keyword here, kitchen bins, which isn't in there at all, okay? We can see it's almost there with kitchen bin, but then we could actually just chuck an S on one of these, on the back here, and it's gonna change it up. Now, I was worried that maybe if I did that, it would get rid of this being an exact match, bin, but remember when we hover over it, we can see that there's two of the word bin highlighted there. So even if we get rid of one, we're still gonna have the other option in there. So I wanna scroll up so we can actually see our score as we do this. So if we put an S on the end here, we can see if it's going to change or not. We click off, and sometimes it takes a sec, boom. See, that jumped up by several thousand by putting in kitchen bins, and bin is still highlighted there. And then the other main point to remember is we obviously don't want keywords in there that aren't descriptive of our product, right? So you see on the end here, they've got white. If our product isn't white, then we're not gonna have it on our title, right? If it's not automatic, if it's not self-sealing, we're not gonna have any of that in there either, okay? But when I would be doing my product research for this niche, and I can see that the motion ones, the automatic ones, they seem to be the biggest sellers, so that is where I'd be heading towards. So we're gonna keep those in there for this example. So I'm just listing off the opportunities as I go through and see them. So I'm going through and checking, and I see one here, automatic bin self-sealing. So I can see that on the right there in the title, it's got automatic self-sealing, but it doesn't have the word bin in there. So we're gonna throw the word bin in between automatic and self-sealing. And remember, you always have a capital letter for the start of each word. It's just marketing 101. So we do that, boom, we see it go up again a bit more. What else have we got? Automatic rubbish bin kitchen. That makes it a little bit trickier to do. Maybe let's come back to that one. What else have we got? Bathroom bin. So I'm just gonna go through and start getting rid of some bits that I think I don't need or I wanna rework in. So a big one that it looks like we need is motion sensor bin in there specifically. So I'm just gonna type that in on the end, and I might be able to go back and rejig it so that it fits a bit better with everything else. So I'm gonna put that in there, that'll do it as a tick, amazing. What else have I got? Bathroom bin, motion sensor bin. Let's just put that in there as well. Bathroom bin, that should bump us up. Yep, perfect. Automatic rubbish bin kitchen. Now that is a tough one to work in without doing it by itself. All motion. I wonder, we'll have to go back and check if the 80-litre dual motion sensor rubbish bin, if we need that like dual motion or the 80-litre part in there. We're gonna check that in a sec. But just for now, I'm gonna write in at the end here, this bit as well. So automatic rubbish bin kitchen. And of course we want to go back and do the capital letters for each part. And you'll see as we're doing this, our overall score went up again. And we're just keeping an eye on how many of the words we've used. So we've got another 13 words that we can use, but this is looking really, really good. We've got a heap of our first ones already full starred, and especially on Amazon Australia, you're not gonna have as many keywords as you would in America that you're going to need to include in. Like as you can see, we can come down, there's a lot of repeated ones and ones with not even a very high search volume. So especially for right now, how the marketplace is at the moment, you're really only gonna be focusing on a smaller amount of keywords. For the example, we've still got room, so we want to use all of our characters that we can. So we've got here dual bin sensors, which is what we said before. How can we rejig this to make it work better? Now, when I'm getting down to the end of the title and it's starting to get tough to decide which ones to put in and which ones to keep as half stars or ticks, I can sort of see. So like I've got one here, right? Dual bin sensor. And I can see on my title on the left there that I could squeeze some words in to make it work. But in doing that, I would be ruining some other words and only making them half stars. So that's when you need to compare. So like this one, the dual bin sensor, compared to, what have I got? Motion sensor rubbish bin. This one here. Oh, okay, so in that example, they're actually the same for their ZonGuru score and their search volume, so you could go either. But if I actually went and I saw that this one maybe had a higher search volume or a higher score, I would of course put that one in as a full star instead of the other one. So now as I'm sort of deciding which ones to put in the end, I'm also going to try by filtering via search volume with the highest search volumes at the top. Now something like kitchen storage organizer, we don't need that word in there, okay? So we can delete that because that's not what we want our people to be buying our product under. Same for home storage organization, we can delete both of them. Now things like bin, we've got all of that. So here's one that's a high search volume, nearly 2,000, which is kitchen bin that we don't have in there full, and smart bin, which we've only got in there a little bit, not even in the title at all. So straight away, I'm gonna put smart bin in there. And now I've only got 2 characters left. So in order for me to get kitchen bin in there, which looks like it's the biggest opportunity, Joseph bin, that's probably a brand, so we can delete that. And then these other ones, maybe garbage bin we'd get in there, but that's more like looking at your bigger bins, I think, for the word. So we can see there might be a couple of extra ones you could try and squeeze in, but it looks like we really want to try and get kitchen bin in there in full, which we did get rid of by putting an S on the end of here. Where else have we got kitchen? And see, this is the thing, your title doesn't always have to read as perfect sense, okay? A lot of your buyers don't quite read the title. So you can see there's an opportunity here for us, after the word kitchen, we can put in the word bin, okay? And that's gonna give us the full. The only issue is that, of course, it's then going to be over by 2 characters. So we can get rid of that there. It's gonna put us down to 1 character over, which is, this is how this goes, right? Like, you're gonna be going back and forth, trying different combinations, seeing what's gonna give you the best score. Just making sure I've got all of these as capitals. So in this case, when we've got a really high ranked listing, now we can see on the side here, our optimization score, 35,000 is way higher than all of our other competitors. The closest one is 21,000 and I'm 1 character over. So what I'm gonna do in this case is just delete a comma that I think might be able to not make the biggest impact. So I'd get rid of this one here so it still reads motion sensor bin, bathroom bin. It obviously doesn't make sense in an English sentence, but for people reading it, they're not going to read through every single word, and it still allows us to have the most amount of stars along with the exact amount of characters. And if we go back, we filter via our ZonGuru score, we can see we've got a heap of stars there as well. So we open this down, we can see we've created a really strong listing now. We still have some room where we could improve on our search volume. So if we end up launching this listing, we're running ads and we're using the keywords and we find that maybe we're not getting enough search volume, not enough clicks. Maybe we want to then improve our listing on this search volume tab, and then the combined revenue, there is a bit of room there as well. I would definitely go through and make sure I take out all of the keywords that aren't relevant, and I bet you that that's gonna bring it a lot closer for us. And then it's not something you can look at now if you're not selling, but once you do start selling, you can of course look at your listing strength, which shows you that our title is good, our bullets are good, and we have enough characters in each bullet. And then of course, we don't have the pictures, the ratings or anything there. But once you have your listing completely set up with your images, you start selling, you'll be able to come back in and see how your listing is gonna compare to your opposition and what you need to work on in order to make it a more appealing buy. Now, of course, the other parts of the listing, like your bullets, your description, which don't compare too much to where you're going to rank, you still need to have them done, okay? So stuff like your bullets, you're going to fill out with your sales points, okay? So like this one here, motion sensor technology, I wanna talk about why my product is great in each bullet point, okay? That's where you can put if you have a lifetime warranty on it, maybe you're talking about here, the motion sensor, the self-sealing, it's odorless, it's great in any room. all that stuff here is what goes in your bullet points, and you are trying to use maybe a little bit more of it than this has, because you can go up to 500, but I wouldn't recommend using the 500 out of 500 in each bullet point, okay? Because it ends up being a lot of text, and people don't like to read text, okay? They like to look at images more than they do read text, so just keep that in mind when doing your bullets. And then your description, obviously this is more sales copy for you, so you're wanting to have it in there. This is where you want it to read well, have good English, going through pointing out your key benefits and the reasons why people would buy. But I always recommend when I teach people and on here on YouTube that of course you want to have EBC, okay? You want to be brand registered, because again, people don't like to read. So comparing that description, this big chunk of text, to a really bright, beautiful image with little dot points on it that summarize the same information, of course, people are going to like the EBC more. And then for your search terms, I would just be putting in here your top ones from the ZonGuru score. Okay, so we're going to copy and paste all these and then put them in. You can also put in there terms like variations of a word, like rubbish bins with an S, or maybe if it's being spelt in another language. You know, in America, you do this a lot with like Mexican or Spanish, because they have a lot of people there who search with not the correct English spelling, but with other language spellings, and just maybe other ways that people would type the term that you don't quite want to have in your title, but you still want to be there to rank for. And then there you have it, okay? So we can go back now and we can see just from our listing, we're automatically going to be stronger and ranking higher than all of these competitors, okay? Now, obviously we need to have a great product to match it that's going to have sales, but if we go in and we're making lots of sales, Amazon's gonna go, wow, these guys have a great ranked listing, they're making lots of sales, we're gonna chuck them on the top of page 1 straight away. And then when you're happy with it, you can come down here on ZonGuru, you can go publish on Amazon, and it can just put all of those straight across for you. You don't have to go into your Seller Central, copy each point, paste it, make sure everything matches up again. This way you press one button, it pushes it all across, and there's no room for any errors to be made. So there you go, guys. That is the best way, and that is how I do it to go about and write your own listing. You can see you don't need to hire someone to do it. There's nothing wrong with doing that if you want the time, but you can see you can save yourself a bit of money if you're just starting out or you're on a budget and just do it yourself, especially when ZonGuru has so many great tools here and the AI feature, which means that it's not so overwhelming starting from a blank canvas. So remember, if you want that 20% off your entire lifetime of your subscription, which you're gonna need the tool if you're gonna be an Amazon seller, click that link down below and you'll get that discount. But I'm so proud of you guys for taking this step forward in your journey and wanting to have a better listing that's gonna serve you better. Remember, there is a playlist that's gonna pop up on either side of me that if you need any other help or you want a full guide on how to launch a product on Amazon Australia, I cover everything in that playlist. But thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, you're only one product away from living the life of your dreams. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.